Hi, and welcome to Relief Through Release Masterclass. I'm your host, Cyndi Combs. I'm a core energy coach and mind body eating coach specializing in energy revitalization and life transformation around food and body. Now, if you overeat or if you use food to soothe challenging emotions, I assure you, you are not alone. My promise to you is at the end of this masterclass, you will absolutely understand why our food choices often feel out of control. You will realize why it's essential to release what's holding us back and weighing us down. You'll know exactly where to focus your energy to get relief from unwanted symptoms. And you'll learn some easy steps that you can take now and start today to take your power back and begin transforming your life. I'm going to tell you my personal story and walk you through the exact steps I took after decades of struggle with sugar and compulsive eating to release what was holding me back so I could finally transform my life and my relationship with my body and with food. Am I going to try and sell you something? Nope, I'm not. I am going to tell you about my super fun, fully supportive play group designed to help women get relief from all kinds of symptoms by identifying and releasing thoughts, foods, and behaviors that are making them sick and tired. If you think that sounds like something you'd benefit from, I will offer you an opportunity to save money when you enroll. But if the play group isn't for you right now, you'll still get some great info on how to begin creating relief for yourself today. How does that sound? I'm also going to answer some of those big questions that I told you about, like why can't I control my appetite? Why do I overindulge even when I say that I won't? What's kept me from achieving my health goals in the past? Why do I backslide into old behaviors when I'm stressed? And how do I finally create the healthy, energized life that I want to live? Okay, are you ready? Let's get set here. Make sure that you're somewhere comfortable where you're not going to get distracted. Set your phone on silent. You made the time to be here, so be here. Grab your favorite beverage. I've got some water to stay hydrated. Have a pen handy and somewhere to take notes. Now let's take 3 nice, deep, grounding breaths. Just giving ourselves a little space to arrive here in the room. And one more. All right. So I am going to share my story because I understand what it is to struggle with food and to loathe myself for lack of willpower. I got sober in 2002 and quickly replaced my alcohol addiction with a sugar addiction that raged off and on for years. Now, in my youth, I was a dancer and an athlete. I was quite active and I was pretty fit. And when my kids were little, I was an aerobics instructor, so I was active and fit. At different times in my life, I have been addicted to tennis and to swimming. And at those times, I was very active and fit. I pretty much ate whatever I wanted to, and I overate whenever I wanted to. Now, let me back up just a little bit here. So when I was little, my mom would go to these meetings each week, and like any kid, I wanted to know where she was going and what she was doing. So she told me that she was going to these meetings to lose weight. And I don't remember her exact words, but I came to understand that she was not happy with her body and was trying to lose weight to be happy with her body. Now, to my mind, mom was perfect. I mean, I'm a kid and she's my mom. She's the center of my universe, right? She's perfect. Looking back now, I could even call her slender. But at that time, I began to get a skewed vision of what was right and what was wrong in body shapes. And I began to see what was acceptable by cultural standards. Now, this is not by any stretch of the imagination my mother's fault. She didn't make this stuff up. Like millions of other women, she was sold a bill of goods by the food and diet industries. Now, at the age of 37, I gave up alcohol and I quickly turned to a food addiction. I grew to over 200 pounds and became very depressed. I started fasting, starving myself. I tried vegan. I tried vegetarian options. I tried the Atkins diet, which is high protein. I tried fat-free diets. I tried carb-free diets. I tried high carb diets. You name it, I tried it. If it was the next fad, I wanted to have a part of it. But in between diets, I would binge eat sugar and live on carbs and dairy. I was 5'11" and I was still pretty active. So I burned a lot of fuel and I could still eat a lot of food. I felt powerful anytime I was controlling my weight and beat the hell out of myself when I didn't eat what I planned or anytime I ate too much, which I thought was frequently. My journal was riddled with self-loathing. Inflammation was wreaking havoc with my body, and unwanted symptoms left me exhausted, in pain, and baffled my doctors. This is a photo of me at an art opening, leaning on my cane because the lumbar discs in my back are so inflamed that I can't stand up without the cane. This is a picture of me on May 1st, 2015, the morning that I woke up with half my face paralyzed. The doctors told me it was Bell's palsy, and I didn't understand it then, but that is also caused by inflammation. I was under a lot of physical and financial stress, and back then I handled my stress with sugar. The doctors had zero ideas of what to do for Bell's palsy, so in late 2015, I started searching for a naturopath. The universe delivered me right to the doorstep of Dr. Sarah Tier in October of 2016, but I did not go into her office. I took a snapshot of her contact information and decided to call her later. Now, I had been searching for a naturopath for almost a year. So why did I do that? Why did I wait? Why did I file away her information to use later? Why do you think I did it? It was mid-October, it was nearly Halloween, and I knew that without a doubt, that doctor was going to tell me I was using too much sugar. And after Halloween comes the pumpkin pie holiday and the homemade candy holiday. I didn't want to miss out on all my favorite holiday goodies. So I tucked away her number and I promised myself I would give her a call in January. Then I did what every lifelong dieter does just before they know their food is about to be restricted. I gave myself permission to eat everything I wanted during the holidays. And in January, oh my God. But before I even had a chance to go on one more diet, I ended up in the hospital. The medical establishment offered me no relief. And though I was there for extreme intestinal pain, none of the doctors that I saw even asked me what I was eating. So I called Dr. Tier. I highly recommend her if you need a naturopath. She's in Petaluma, California. And the first thing that she said was that she suspected food allergies and asked me what I was eating. Then she did a blood test to check for food allergies. And guess what? Not only was I allergic to dairy and to wheat, I was also allergic to cane sugar. Now, normally I would have fought tooth and nail to resist giving up my favorite foods, but I had been so sick that I eagerly gave them up. So I stopped eating dairy and wheat and cane sugar. And guess what? I felt better right away. My intestinal symptoms improved. My skin cleared up. The eczema on my ankles and my elbows went away. My night sweats, which had been vicious, absolutely vanished. My energy level increased tremendously. I was shocked at how much energy I suddenly had. I started sleeping better. My libido returned to normal. And by June, I started this in January. By June, I had dropped 50 pounds without doing a single workout. Now, I do walk my dog every day, but I did not go to the gym. I did not do exercise. or workouts. And by June, I had effortlessly dropped 50 pounds of excess weight. And despite these remarkable triumphs, despite the fact that I got relief from SIBO and IBS and acne and eczema and night sweats and low energy and sleeplessness and a depressed libido, despite the fact that I got relief from an excess weight of 50 pounds, despite all these remarkable triumphs, I returned to my old eating patterns and I got sick again. Now, why would I do that after everything I learned and all of that relief that I created? Even though I was now a trained coach, successfully helping women step back into their power and confidence and navigate life transitions with ease, I felt like my appetite was out of control. My mind was spinning in confusion. Why can't I control my appetite? Why do I eat so much? Why am I always hungry? And why do I turn to food for comfort? Why do I always eat when I'm stressed? Why does eating sugar make me feel better? And why am I the only one that can't figure this out? I was absolutely confused. And I also had all of these self-limiting thoughts that I was entertaining. Calories don't count on holidays and weekends. I don't want to give up my favorite foods. Now, this may be absolutely true, but it was still limiting my health and well-being. I have no self-control. That is a self-limiting thought I hear all the time. I have no self-control. I can't control my appetite. It's hard to lose weight. I always gain it back. So why bother trying? Who cares what I eat? So what if I'm fat? All of these thoughts were weighing me down and I couldn't even see it. And my favorite self-limiting thought was, I cannot resist chocolate or cheese, even though I knew how sick it made me feel when I ate it. I had thoughts and behaviors blocking my success, despite my overwhelming desire to regain my health. And plus, I knew without a doubt that eating my favorite foods made me feel better. I felt completely at odds with myself, like I was always battling my best intentions. I felt like I was going crazy. Even though I had lived through evidence in my own life that proved this eating pattern makes me sick, miserable, and unable to enjoy my life, I returned to it again and again when I was feeling stressed or lonely. Even though I suspected long before the naturopath told me that I was allergic to dairy because of the way I craved cheese, just like I used to crave alcohol, I returned to it whenever I was upset and whenever I felt like celebrating. Even though I had experienced hangovers from overeating, just like from overdrinking, if I walked into an event with free food where I felt stressed or upset, I was guaranteed to overeat the sugar, wheat, and dairy, even when I told myself I wasn't going to do it. Now, how much of this is resonating for you? I knew I had to do something, but I didn't want to feel deprived. I felt like I was spinning out of control, like I was powerless over food, like I was never going to figure this out. But I was finally ready to admit that I needed help to change. I wanted to feel energized and healthy instead of sick and tired all the time. So I decided that I needed more education and I began to research functional nutrition programs. But I quickly began to realize that I already know a lot about nutrition. The problem was making myself stick to a healthy eating plan. I often lost interest as soon as I started a new eating plan or a workout program. I reverted to my old ways when I was stressed or anxious, and I felt like I had no control over my appetite, no matter what the food plan was. And that is when my research led me to the Institute for the Psychology of Eating, where founder Mark David teaches dynamic eating psychology and mind body nutrition. And that is where I figured it out. That's where I learned the keys required to truly change my life in magical ways. And that's where I learned to play those keys to help others create vibrant lives. That's where I changed I can't into I can. Now get ready to take some notes or some screenshots in case any of this resonates for you or feels familiar in some way. I'm going to be sharing some tips on shifting the balance from I can't reach my goals to I can do this. All right, ladies. There were things that I had to start doing and things that I had to stop doing. I needed to start listening to my appetite and stop trying to control it. I needed to start writing a meal plan and stop grabbing whatever's available when I get hungry. I needed to start eating protein at every meal instead of just carbs for most of my day. I needed to tap into my body's wisdom and stop trying every fad diet to come along. I needed to stop beating myself up for not being perfect. And this one is key. It's crucial. I had to stop beating myself up for every misstep. So I started treating myself like someone that I truly care about. I needed to stop clinging to those limiting beliefs. So I started overriding those beliefs with new ones that support me and inspire me. I needed to stop taking an all or nothing approach. I started building confidence with baby steps and celebrating every success. I needed to stop wishing for magical change. So I started integrating the wisdom of mind body nutrition and dynamic eating psychology into my own life. And I committed energy daily to transform my relationship with food, align with my own healthy intentions, and create the magic I desired for myself. Now, what does it mean to commit energy? I focused energy by thinking about food, setting intentions around eating, creating a meal plan, buying groceries, and preparing foods. I also hired a coach to help me make progress toward my goals. So I committed energy, my time and money to transform my life around food and body. And guess what? Everything changed. The compulsion to eat and overeat after dinner is gone. I released the constant inner critic and replaced her with an inner cheerleader who recognizes every single successful step that I take toward my goals. I wake up eager and motivated for my day because my food plan leaves me satisfied and satiated. I'm not starving. I eat foods that I love and I no longer worry about what I weigh. I enjoy better and better health as I continue to release the thoughts, foods, and behaviors that caused the unwanted symptoms, and I am loving my life. That is why I'm so passionate about helping other women who are struggling with the same kinds of things that I have been struggling with. If you're out there exhausted and striving, I want to help you move towards energized thriving. So, are you next? Are you ready to stop trying to do it all on your own? Are you ready to start investing your time and money to get relief and begin to transform your life and your body? Maybe you're wondering, is it possible for me to get relief from unwanted symptoms? Yes, it is absolutely possible, which might beg the question, how is it possible for me to get relief from unwanted symptoms? Great question, you guys. I created the Relief Through Release Playgroup to deliver exactly that, relief from unwanted symptoms. What kind of symptoms? Playgroup participants are reporting relief from all kinds of symptoms, like low energy, sugar cravings, poor sleep quality, irregular bowel movements, gut issues, trouble with digestion, brain fog, lack of motivation, skin problems, joint and back pain, headaches, congestion, acid reflux and heartburn, PMS symptoms, night sweats, relief from compulsive overeating, relief from excess weight, and relief from difficulty losing weight. So when I talk about relief from unwanted symptoms, these are the kind of symptoms I mean. And in just a minute, I'm going to walk you through the blueprint I use to guide my clients to relief. But first, I promise to answer these important questions. So let's get started with that. Why can't I control my appetite? I hear this question a lot. So if you're asking it too, you are not alone. And the truth is, we're not meant to control appetite. We're meant to listen to it. Appetite is a force of nature, and it's as easy to control as ocean waves or labor contractions. Get the picture? If we wish to survive a force of nature, we pay attention to it. We follow its cues, we adhere to its rhythm. We're not meant to control appetite. We're meant to listen to it. I help my clients remember how to do this all the time. It is possible and it's liberating. Now, why do we overindulge even when we say we're not going to? The simple answer to that is dopamine. When humans do anything that promotes the survival of life, the human brain is biologically wired to give us a little hit of dopamine, the happy hormone, which results in feelings of well-being. So food, sex, and warmth all provide dopamine rewards naturally. And dopamine spikes when we experience something that we really enjoy. So if we eat a food that brings us pleasure, we can actually get a little high on dopamine, right? So processed sugar provides a super concentrated dose of dopamine. So it can make us feel really good. However, like anything else that gives us a little high feeling, we need more and more of it to produce the same effect. So if we get a little high every day around 3 o'clock on a candy bar or coffee and baked goods, pretty soon we're going to need more candy or baked goods to get us that same relaxed feeling of well-being. So dopamine is one reason that we overindulge or reach for sweets. Another really excellent reason we overindulge is that humans were once hunter-gatherers. When we found sweet foods in nature, we gathered and ate all of them. Now, why did we do that? Because that's when they're ripe. We are biologically driven to eat all of the sweets because they're not going to be available later. This is how our biology developed. So it makes complete sense that we tend to overindulge with sweets. Now, again, if this resonates for you, you are not the only one. Unfortunately, processed sugar packs a huge dose of dopamine, and it's now available 24/7 in every neighborhood store, not just when the local fruits are ripe. So, what's kept me from reaching my goals in the past? This will be different for all of us, but let's go over some common obstacles to achieving our goals. Self-criticism is one of the biggest obstacles to reaching goals. Limiting beliefs, like are we wishing for an outcome while simultaneously telling ourselves it's not possible? That's what a limiting belief does for us. Self-doubt. Now, this is like a subset of the limiting belief, right? It's really hard to do something if we're constantly telling ourselves that we're not capable of doing that. A lack of support or community is one reason that we don't reach our goals. If we don't have someone or a group of someones who can understand and appreciate what we're accomplishing, it can be easy to lose motivation. And lifelong habits are hard to change. Lifelong habits with dopamine rewards attached to them often require daily support to release. So if this is something you struggle with, I want to remind you again that you are not alone in this. And trying to do it perfectly keeps us from reaching our goals. Perfectionism often stops us in our tracks. Trial and error gets us so much farther, you guys. I help my clients identify the obstacles they see standing between them and their goals, and then we create strategies to move them past those obstacles. And why do we backslide into old behaviors when we're stressed? Because we're human. We are biologically wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure and do what's easy and familiar. And what could possibly be more easy and familiar and pleasurable than old behaviors with delicious, soothing foods? It's challenging to overcome biological wiring, but it can be done with practice and with kindness. So, how can I create the healthy, energized life that I want to live? This is a big question, right? The simple one word answer: release. So we create healthy, energized lives by releasing lifelong habits of negative thoughts, foods, and behaviors that are depleting our life energy. What depletes our energy is different for each person. It's going to vary. But sugar and self-criticism deplete everybody. So that's where we begin. First and foremost, remember that you're not attempting to release anything permanently. I'm talking about doing a short experiment to see what symptoms ease up for you or disappear completely when depleting habits are released. After 21 days, you can choose to reintroduce the foods that you've released to see what happens to your symptoms. You have the freedom to release symptoms and the freedom to choose your thoughts and foods based on which ones deplete or nourish you. We each get to choose. So, how is it possible to release lifelong habits? Educating ourselves about why we want to release sugar can be key. Everyone knows that sugar can rot your teeth and that its high calorie content quickly packs on the excess weight. But sugar also affects physical and mental health in numerous other ways. If you use recreational sugar every single day, it's probably affecting your health in ways that you are not aware of. Studies have linked processed sugar use to hypertension, various forms of cancer, polycystic ovary syndrome, heart disease, dementia, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, lipid problems, which is high cholesterol or not enough of the good cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes. The number one thing that almost all studies link recreational sugar to is inflammation. Inflammation is what was causing the problems for me, and inflammation absolutely causes or exacerbates all of these issues that you see on the screen at the moment. So how do we release lifelong habits? Examining effects of sugar and connecting those to the current symptoms we have has inspired many people to release sugar and get relief. Now, creating a healthy, energized life starts with a plan. The simple act of declaring our intentions to the universe attracts support from the universe. Rather than jumping in unprepared, a plan gives us something to adhere to when we forget our own best intentions. Planning what we want to do, as well as planning what to do when we don't do that, are vital to our success. Let me say that one more time. Planning what we want to do, as well as planning what to do when we don't do that, are vital to the success of us reaching our goals. Now, daily support is a consistently proven way to release habitual patterns that are not serving us. Freeing ourselves from lifelong habits like self-criticism or daily sugar use is exponentially easier when we have a solid plan, constant support, educational reminders, and a community of women who understand and support what we're accomplishing. So if you want to stop struggling and finally transform your relationship with food and body, you get to choose. You can take everything you learned today and file it away until unwanted symptoms force a change, just like it did for me all those years ago. Or you can let me show you how. Learning something is different than integrating it. So how can we finally get relief? Join a program designed to deliver relief. Now, let me read you just a couple of testimonials from participants who have played with me in the play group already. What do I want to tell about others about releasing sugar? Man, I never thought I could do it. And now I'm so stoked. I'm going to keep it up. I don't want to go back to feeling like that again. I see clearer. I can think more clearly. My body feels lighter. Everything is more focused. I was walking around in a fog. Another participant shared that I have more clarity and more energy because sugar brings you up and then it drops you down. It's like a legal drug, really. It feels like a new kind of sobriety for me, and I'm taking it to the next level. Having daily support has been wonderful. And yet, one more participant had this to say. My hemoglobin A1C, which is a measurement of diabetes, was 8.4 a month ago. Now it's 6.8. That's huge for a diabetic. My doctor is thrilled. I want to help you release the thoughts, foods, and behaviors that are weighing you down. Here's how it works. The Relief Through Release Playgroup offers 5 levels to choose from because no one food plan is right for everyone. One of the most important things I help clients learn is to listen to their body to identify the foods that nourish them and the foods that deplete them. It's not going to be the same for everybody. So R&R Playgroup offers 5 levels to choose from, and at level 1, participants release the self-criticism and recreational sugar use for 21 days. Now, recreational sugar means candy, baked goods, soft drinks, soda pop, sugary coffee drinks, and things like that. So that's level 1. We release the self-criticism and the recreational sugar for 21 days. And that is the basis of all 5 levels. So releasing the self-criticism and recreational sugar is the basic foundation for all 5 levels. The other levels have the choice of releasing other kinds of things. So we may have women in the group releasing dairy or wheat or other suspected foods that's causing her issues, or all manufactured foods, if that's the level they're choosing. But each and every one of us will be releasing self-criticism and recreational sugar, plus anything else we may decide to release during the planning phase. So speaking of phases, R&R Playgroup has 3 of them. The first phase, phase fun, includes 3 weeks to choose which level is right for you, make a plan, do some shopping, and prepare yourself psychologically to make this commitment to your own healthy intentions. The first phase includes 3 coaching sessions where you will learn how to do all of those things. Phase Do It includes 21 daily coaching sessions during the 3 weeks of sweet release, where we'll be abstinent from the self-criticism and the recreational sugar. Now, daily support during the release phase is one of the most powerful reasons that this program has been highly effective so far. And then the third phase, phase freedom, includes 5 more coaching sessions during our 2 weeks of follow-up to support reintroduction of foods and integration of information. If reintroducing foods is part of your plan, this is where you're going to get the guidance and support to do that. And if leaving foods out of your plan is what you desire, this is where you get the guidance and support to do that. Okay? The number one frequently asked question I get about the R&R Playgroup is, other than self-criticism and sugar, what else do I have to release to get relief? You get to choose. Everyone is going to benefit from releasing the negative self-talk and the recreational sugar. Some are going to choose to release other foods as well, foods they suspect may be causing them problems. You get to choose the level that most benefits you. So let's take a look at the Relief Through Release Playgroup Blueprint. These are the exact steps we take to play the game. We identify the goal, we plan and prepare. We're going to choose which of the 5 levels of the game you wish to play. Then we're going to make a plan and prepare ourselves to meet this challenge. Then we're going to actively release what's holding us back. We're going to employ curiosity and compassion instead of criticism. We're going to build confidence and healthy habits. We're going to learn to process and transform challenging emotions. This is important because uncomfortable emotions is one of the number 1 reasons that human beings turn to food and sugar for comfort. We're going to replace energy drains with energy gains. So we'll learn to identify thoughts and behaviors that we currently have that are draining our energy. And we're going to learn to actively replace them with activities that increase our energy and charge our batteries and feed our spirit. Then we're going to enjoy relief from those unwanted symptoms and create the transformation that we're wanting. My 8-week online program is specifically designed to release the thoughts, foods, and behaviors that are depleting our energy and creating those unwanted symptoms for the purpose of relief of those symptoms. Now, remember, these are the kinds of symptoms I'm talking about. So if you're suffering with any of these kinds of symptoms, the Relief Through Release Playgroup was designed with you in mind. So let's take a look at exactly what's included when you enroll. When you enroll in the R&R Playgroup, you receive 8 weeks of coaching and support. That's a full 2-month program. Small group coaching sessions. There will be 29 sessions via Zoom and daily support for 21 days during that sweet release phase. You're also going to get recordings of our Zoom sessions. The recordings will be available for 7 days, so you won't miss the all-important daily support, guidance, game-winning strategies, and playtime activities that I provide each day. Now, we are going to make a commitment to be together daily for 21 days, but life happens. Recordings will be available a few hours after each group session and remain available for 7 days. This way, you're not going to have to miss anything when something comes up. You're also going to get specific coaching and support on how to release that inner critic, alternatives to soothing with food, causes of compulsive eating, how to experience the urge to eat off your plan without giving into the urge to eat off your plan, what to do if we do eat off plan, how to identify energy drains, how to create more energy, and so much more, you guys. Mindset Mastery module contains 5 videos and 8 downloadable PDFs on reframing our thoughts and how our thoughts actually create our reality. Now, the thought model is the most powerful tool for transformation I have ever come across. So I love to share it with all of my clients. And this is a big piece of getting rid of the overeating. You're also going to have access to me by text or email between sessions for support and cheerleading. And you're going to have the convenience of an online group so we can connect from anywhere in the country, even if you're traveling. You'll also receive one-on-one coaching. You're going to get 1 private session with me, and you can purchase additional 30-minute sessions for just $50, which is an incredible savings. And most of all, when you enroll in the R&R Playgroup, you're going to create relief. Relief from any number of unwanted symptoms from that huge long list that we talked about earlier. So now, what is the value of the Relief Through Release Playgroup? There are 29 group coaching sessions valued at $2,900. Now, this is the full value of what you receive when you enroll, not what it's going to cost you. So hang in there with me. The daily support has been described as priceless. You're going to get specific coaching and support valued at $1,300. You're going to get the Mastering Mindset module valued at $420. You're going to get access to me between sessions valued at $560. The convenience of an online group, which is priceless. You're going to get a private coaching session with me valued at $125. And you're going to get relief from those unwanted symptoms. So what's the total value of the playgroup besides the health and well-being that you're going to create? $5,305. But there is no way that I'm going to let you spend that much when all I want to do is help every woman create relief. So I want to offer you life transformation and an incredible deal. So how much would that be worth? To revitalize your energy, to improve your health, to reclaim your personal power, decrease your personal stress, reduce the inflammation, release the unwanted symptoms, release what's been weighing you down, and transform your relationship with food and body. I'm offering the play group at the incredible price of just $1,096. And if you enroll today, you're going to save even more, you guys, and pay just $996. That's right. Pay in the next 24 hours and you'll pay just $996 for the full $5,300 value package. I know, that's incredible. Now, if you don't know me, I understand completely if you are not ready to invest. Let's schedule a chat so I can answer your questions. Send me a text or an email that says chat about playgroup, and I'll send appointment options for you to choose from. I'll also be available for 15 minutes after this session in case you want to ask me anything right now. And there's a bonus. Because I am committed to over delivering in my playgroup, if you enroll today, I'm also going to give you a second private coaching session valued at $125. This means that you get one private 30-minute session to help you lay a solid plan. And you also get a second session at the end of the 8 weeks to help you integrate all that you've learned. So you get the incredible deal and pay just $1,096, or enroll today and save even more, plus get the bonus session with me. If I can do this, so can you. Let me help you love your life, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I hope that you learned some things to help you move forward. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Again, you can text me at 707-515-8324, and I'll send you some appointment time options that we can get together and chat. And I will be delighted to answer your questions. Have a wonderful rest of your day.